Hello everyone, this is Ashley at the Learning Loft Academy, and today we are going to be going over what verbs are. If you watched our noun video, which I highly recommend before you watch this because it will make this video a lot easier to understand, but if you watch that, you may have seen me, I wrote out something wants something, and I said that each of these somethings are going to be a noun or a pronoun, which we have a video each for, but I kind of neglected to say what this wants is, and that is what this video is going to cover. So, a verb, verbs actually come in multiple categories, but the good thing is there is a basic definition, and that basic definition is that a verb refers to an action, occurrence, or state of being. This might sound a little bit weird to you, especially this last bit, state of being. What even is a state of being? Seems a little bit bulky. Well, we'll get to that. So, we're going to give examples for each of these, and then we're going to see how they work in sentences. So, action verbs. These are very common, and they are probably the first thing you think of when you think of a verb. These are going to be words like want, or need, walk, throw, say, do. There's a ton of examples that can go under here. If you can think of any kind of action word, someone doing something, and that's going to be an action verb. Now there are also verbs that refer to occurrence, and these are technically actions as well, but they're a little bit more vague. These are going to include words like happen, or develop, or became. These are words that kind of more refer to a process. Something happened and we didn't see it happen. There was an action that took place somewhere. We didn't see that action, but it occurred somewhere else. Some kind of action process. And then we have state of being words. And this is going to look even more vague as far as an action goes, but I think of it more as a mental action or emotional action. This is words like is, was, exist, are. So, state of being. It's just something is currently feeling blank, and these are the words that make it happen. We're going to see what that looks like in some example sentences. Alright, so if we have the sentence, the dog jumped over the cat. That happens sometimes, and then the cat's like, oh, what happened? In fact, what happened? We'll make that an example sentence. Alright. So, where are the verbs? What is the action happening? What is happening? Okay, well, we just ask ourselves, what is the noun doing? Because a verb is always going to be what a noun is doing or what a noun is implied to be doing. And I'll show you what that implied means, because not every sentence has to have a noun, but most do. A verb is always going to be what a noun is doing. So what is the noun, dog, doing? It jumped. So that's going to be our verb. It just happens to be an action verb. It's easy to spot out. But you might be wondering, wait, what's up with this over word? What is over? Well, it's not really an action, is it? No, and it's not an occurrence, and it's not a state of being. Over is actually something called an adverb. But we are not going to cover what adverbs are in this video. But that's what the word over is, and we will have a video on that. Okay, now we move on to this one. What happened? This is what the cat's saying, okay? Well, there's a verb here, and it is the word happened. This is a word of occurrence, because, like I said, an action happened and we didn't see it. We'll just pretend that we didn't know this happened. We just have the cat's point of view. What happened? Well, an action occurred, indicated by this happened word. So, but I said that a verb is what a noun is doing, but you don't have to have a sentence with a noun in it. So how are you supposed to find the verb? let's look at this sentence. Do not worry. Now, usually people will say don't as a contraction is what this is called. Don't. But because don't consists of two words, do and not, I am writing it out as do not. So there is no noun here or pronoun. We have a verb, do, which could be thought of as an action word. So we have a verb here, and worry, an action verb. We have a verb here, and not is, again, one of those little adverbs I told you about. Ignore that for now. We don't have a noun here. So how are we even supposed to know that do and worry are verbs? How are you supposed to pick those out? Well, if someone says do not worry, who would they be talking to? They would be talking to someone. They're aiming that sentence at someone. So it is implied that they are speaking to you. They are aiming that question at someone, to a recipient. And from that recipient's point of view, they are talking to them, which we have as you. So you do not worry. And see, you can have the word you. I mean, you can say that sentence is, you don't worry. See, you don't worry. And now we have something that you are doing. What are you doing? You're not worrying, or at least you're being told not to. And so worry is going back to you, which is a pronoun. Watch our video on pronouns if you don't know what a pronoun is. A pronoun basically just stands in for a noun. So now we know what worry is referring to. Or this sentence could be made even more formal, and we might say, I tell you not to worry. I tell you not to worry. Or, I tell you do not worry. Either one. And we see, I am doing the telling, and you are not worrying. So, let's go over another sentence. I actually used this sentence in my noun video. And the reason why I'm using it again is because you're already familiar with it. If you watched that noun video, which I hope you did. Okay, so we've got two verbs here. One of them is a state of being word, and one of them is an action verb. So, where are they? Well, is our state of being. Monday is a good day. This is the verb that is making Monday good. All right? And so, then we also have the action verb go. Go is an action verb. So, and if you saw the noun video, then you already know that Monday is a noun, day is a noun, and store is a noun. All right. Now, what if we had a sentence that's a little bit longer? And I want you to try to pick out the verbs as I'm writing this out. Okay. I already used the word jump, didn't I? So I guess you get to cheat a little bit there. But there are two other action verbs here in this sentence. And where are they? So this is a little bit of a long sentence, but don't let length confuse you. Remember, action, currents, state of being. Always remember that. And it doesn't matter how long a sentence is, how long it gets. This is never going to change. All right? So we have jumped, which we know that before. Now, this could be replaced with any action verb, even if it doesn't make sense. Like ran, right? Or a more colorful word for jumped, like leap, or hop, or catapulted. This could be any kind of action verb, even if it doesn't make sense. Because remember, grammaticality and sensibility are not the same thing. A sentence cannot make sense but still be grammatical. Alright? And we know that over is not a verb. Don't think that's a verb. All right. Who ran? Here's an action verb. Away, not a verb. And hid, action verb. Away is modifying ran. So don't let away or over confuse you, because those are not verbs. Just ask yourself, can I over? No, I can't. Can I away? No, you can't away. You can't over. So those are not verbs. So if you are ever wondering if something is a verb and you don't really know because it kind of seems like it could be, ask yourself, can I blank? Can you do that word? Can you over? I mean, does that make any sense to you? No, it shouldn't. So always ask yourself, if you don't know if it's a verb, then ask yourself, is this something that you can do or state of being? Can I blank? Can I be? Or you might have is, and you're like, well, I can't is. No, you can't, but she is, or he is. Now, see, pronouns are covered more in our pronoun video, which I recommend you look at if you don't really understand the difference. So how come she is, but I isn't is? How come that? Well, look at the pronoun video and you'll see why. And like I said already, look at our noun video if you're shaky on that. And I mentioned adverbs, and if you want to know what an adverb is, then go and look at our adverb video as well. So that's going to be it for this video, but if you have any questions about the examples I presented or any examples of your own or just anything about this video, then ask us in the comments and we will get to them as soon as we can. So that's it for today. Happy learning, and I will see you in the next video.